Hello YouTube, in for the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. So I'm going to put in the title what you should know before you buy your Harley Benton from Thomann. Um, is along with the photo, that's the box that they both came in that was completely destroyed. Um, uh, just like a heads up. But before I say that, I had ordered um, this kind of guitar from Thomann, and I ordered the older version with the black pickups. This one has the white with the white plastic uh, covers on the back, and I had pulled the trigger on that, and then I had a problem with the order, which I'll get to in a minute. And when I went to cancel that order and reorder, I looked and I realized, oh man, I was ordering the older one. I want the newer version. So I found this one, and I did it because I had mentioned before with the guitar that I had sent back to Amazon. That was a nice guitar, but for half the price and for better quality, better parts, upgrades that I don't have to install, that are already on the guitar, it came with this guitar. So the thing with the is that it didn't smell like a Carmel roasted maple neck. It kind of looked like it was stained to give you the appearance it was roasted. And that's just my opinion, because this one here, like the other one, you could slightly smell the roasted neck. It smells like if you had a smoker and something was in the smoker. That's the smell. And I'm familiar with that smell because I had a Chauvel that was orange, a Strat with a maple neck that was set up similar to this one. And you could really smell that one a lot. So that's the reason why I sent back the I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm questioning the neck, is it really roasted? And then I was like, I have to put on locking tuners, I had to put a roller tree on. It doesn't say it's a Wilkinson, it's just a generic 2-point tremolo. And I was looking at the Harley Bentons, and I'm like, you know what? Harley Benton, I can get a Carmel flamed maple headstock, fingerboard, and neck, right? And once I oil this, it's going to show up a lot better. I'm going to get 2 roller trees that I don't have to replace, locking tuners, and a real Wilkinson 2-point trim, along with their humbuckers, coil tap as well, which I'm never going to use, 3-way toggle, which is in the perfect spot. When you're playing like this here, it's perfect right there to do what I got to do. So that's why I sent back the that's why I pulled the trigger on this. It's the same kind of color. The other blue one had like a metallic, and it was a shine and clear coat over it. This is a satin blue. So they call it a dolphin blue. I think it was a dolphin blue or Daphne blue, something like that. So yeah, and the same thing. I had a good cutout here. I had good cutout here. This is rounded, and this is tapered off. You've got the belly cut. You don't have the forearm on here. I always forget what that's called, and then when I play the video back, it pops into my head. But it's not contoured. You don't have the contoured for the forearm. You know, I wish they kind of had. But it's not sharp on the edges, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I got this one here, and you know, the was $3.99, so it came to $4.25-ish with tax, free shipping because it came from Amazon. I've got Amazon Prime. So this one here, when I was looking at it brand new, was going for $266, I think it was. Don't quote me on that, but prices are different day after day on Thomann. So the new one was $266, and they said that one was going to wasn't going to begin until either 2 to 5 days or 2 to 5 weeks. I don't remember. But they had a B stock that was ready to go. So I pulled the trigger on the B stock because I had ordered lots of B stock guitars from Thomann and really couldn't find anything wrong with them. And when I do get them, I put these prescription 300 readers from the $1.25 tree store. It's not a Dollar Tree store, it's a $1.25 store. So I could really look at everything just to try to find what the reasoning was that it's a B stock. So yeah, this one here cost me $218.96. All right, so right off the bat, it's half the price than the ERT. And I'm getting a Graftech or graphite nut, roller trees, locking tuners, 2-point Wilkinson tremolo, and a Carmel flamed maple neck, fingerboard, and matching headstock. So, as far as in my opinion, besides the shipping, I'm ahead of the game. The other thing I did was, because I sold my Slash PAF, I think it was, the Tiger Maple copycat of Slash's guitar that Harley Benton made that I had. I wasn't playing it that much, so I sold it, and of course, once I sold it, it's like, why did I sell it? I didn't really have a 550 Deluxe 2 with stainless steel frets, you know, single cut LP Harley Benton anymore, other than the one that's got the Floyd Rose, but that doesn't have stainless steel frets. And yes, I'm getting spoiled to the stainless steel frets, which, by the way, I didn't mention, this one also has stainless steel frets, 22 stainless steel frets. I think they're both medium jumbo. Where the ERT, that was the only plus, was the ERT had stainless steel frets. To me, that was the only selling point for the whole guitar. It was still maybe $200 guitar at best, in my opinion. So I had pulled the trigger on this one. This is the Desert Burst. Nice root beer kind of color to it. And I don't see these anymore. I think now they don't make these. I think they're making the Tobacco Sunburst. I could be wrong. But this one's got Tesla pickups, and this has a Tiger Maple top, and it's not a veneer. It's like 6 millimeters of Tiger Maple top on this guitar, chambered, where they say it's chambered and weight relieved, which is even lighter than my PAF that I had. Looks stunning, sounds great, plays great, and again, you know, it's got stainless steel frets. So this one cost me $205.11. Both B stocks. I'll go over in each video the 3 things that I found. I found 3 things on this guitar that I think were the only reasons why it became a B stock, and that's just because it's just something in the clear coat by the neck that's really hard to see. 3 little scuffs right around here, and yeah, the white, the border going around the neck, it's not level there. It kind of goes like this a little bit. So that's all I could see. It sounds great, plays great. The one on this one, the only thing I could really see on this guitar is that this cover is too big. So I already removed this plate. I'm going to remove it again. I put it back on just for this video. But when I do separate videos on both guitars in detail, I'm going to remove both covers so you could see the wiring. You could see what kind of size pots they put in here, and you can see the cavity, the way it's cut out, and how nice and neat it is and painted. So that's the only thing that I could see. You know, other than that, you get it with these pickups where they tend to lean a little bit, but that's only because the sponge underneath. So if I take the strings off, or if I go to restring it, you know, that's a quick fix. You know, that's not a big deal. A lot of guitars do that at some time. But besides the fact that the box came destroyed and the UPS guy was you know, wasn't in a rush, and because I have him here all the time, and actually he was opening up one box, you know, and I'm opening up the other one, and we're both checking them out and couldn't find anything wrong with them. And that's when I took the picture, you know, just CYA in case. What had happened is I had ordered the older one like this with the black pickups that didn't have the white in the front and the back, and I couldn't complete the order. And what had happened is I had to call my wife and ask her, because I said it 1,000 times, I'm dyslexic, so I don't see things the way you see things. And every word looks wrong to me. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why can't I complete this? And it's saying to check this, check that, and I checked it, and I look at it, and always looks good to me. And what I had done was, where it says the town, I put the town and the state. So I should have just put Palm Harbor, but I put Palm Harbor, Florida. So the FL is what was preventing me from pulling the trigger. So that was Saturday afternoon. Pulled the trigger on it. No, Sunday afternoon, because we were home all day. Pulled the trigger on it, and then that night I'm up, because I get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. So I go on the computer, try to do some reading, try to get tired, and going on YouTube, and I'm looking at videos of, you know, the guitar that's going to be coming my way, so I could, you know, learn as much as I could about it. And I realized that I got the one with the black pickups and not the one with the white pickups. It's not a big deal, but this is the newer version. I want it as close to the new version. Plus, I just think the white and the blue look good together. And that's just me. So save your comments, you know. Yeah, I'm silly that way. So I was like, oh man, I noticed that. And I ordered that guitar on top of it. So when I did that, that was like 12:05 Sunday morning. By the time I got up Monday, I got an email saying that it was a problem with the order, you know, so I was going to check with my bank. And I've had that happen before, because I'm in the United States and I'm buying something from Germany, and I forgot to call them and tell them, yeah, you know, go ahead with that purchase. So I call them up, and in order to verify who I am, along with my number, the last 4 digits on my card, my social security, my PIN, my address, they also were asking me what's, you know, the last couple of purchases I made over the weekend. And they mentioned $19 for Smarty something, a website for like ordering something and having insurance on it. And I'm like, no. I checked with my wife, and no, we didn't order anything from Smarty.net, smartysomething.net. And so I had to put a dispute in on that. Then I had to cancel my card and go to the bank Monday morning and get a new debit card. So I came back after that, say around 11:30ish, and I went to place a new order, now realizing I'm going to get the one with the white, and I'm still going to stick with the Desert Burst. So I went to place the order again, and you know, I looked at this one brand new. If I didn't say it before, it was $266, and they said B stock. I could order it right now. So I bought this B stock, $218.96. Then I already had that one in my basket, B stock, for the, you know, single cut 550 Deluxe 2, and I went to check out, and this time I used my credit card. So my point is that I'm never going to use my debit card again when I order anything, especially from Thomanns. I do believe that my information was compromised when I was placing a new order that night and adding on that guitar. And for some reason, someone was, you know, trying to see if they could get away with the 19 bucks, and then if that worked, probably clear out my bank account. So I'm going to use my credit card from now on. I'll stick with my debit for my Amazon purchases, maybe. Or maybe I should just use my credit card for that too, because I'm only using the credit card for points. We pay off everything as soon as we get it. So yeah, I'm not going to use my debit for Harley Benton anymore, and be aware of that, because you know, they say it's a secure site and they might not have anything to do with it. But it was just odd that as soon as I placed the order for this, shortly thereafter, you know, I was getting charged 19 bucks for some bogus website that I know nothing about. And that's the fourth time that my identity was compromised like that. The third time it happened, I went to a Chinese buffet, and which I don't do anymore. I still go to a Chinese buffet. I don't give them my debit card and let the waitress go in the back and have, you know, time to take a picture of both sides. Because the last time I used my debit card that was compromised, I went to a Chinese buffet, and the next day, someone's trying to charge $1,400 for a pedicure from a Chinese nail salon. Could it be linked to the Chinese buffet? Possibly. So once I got my new debit card after the third time, I scratch off the code, the 3-digit code on the back, and I've got that along with my entire credit card date and expiration, the date, the month, and the year. I've got that all memorized. So when I do go to a restaurant and I can't pay at the counter and the waitress is going to take it, she's not going to have that 3-digit code, because it's scratched right off of my card, and it's put into memory. So just, you know, FYI for those that do the same thing. And I tell my daughter, as soon as she got a debit card this year for the first time, because she graduated high school, I said, scratch off the number and just memorize that number. If you can memorize the entire card, in case, you know, anything happens to it, that's good too. So yeah, you know, FYI to all of that with the shipping and B stock. I always look for B stock mostly before I go new, because I could save $30 to $50, and in this case from $266 to $218, you know, and I could just find that, and I could fix that just by sanding that down a little bit more. You know, there's nothing else to complain about on this guitar. So yeah, I said it before, B stock. You can look at bargains when you click to the left, drop it down, and see if they have something within bargains, because that's where the B stocks are found. Unless you just type in a certain guitar that you want, like if you want this one, it'll say like this one was either two to 5 days or 2 to 5 weeks before it ships, or it'll say B stock available right now. So that's mainly why the first time I got B stocks, because I was impatient. I didn't want to wait, and it turned out in my benefit, because I've learned that, hey, these B stocks, you know, it's I can't find. I had to remove the plastic off of both guitars, the pickups. They were wrapped so well. I think someone opened them, looked at them, and said, "Oh, I'm not going to have that. It's gone." Or looked at that one and said, "Oh, it's got 3 little scuffs back here. I'm paying full price. I want a better guitar." Come on, the guitars are cheap enough as it is. You know, they're great quality guitars that are very inexpensive. I even hate calling them cheap guitars, because it's like derogatory towards the company. It's like calling them a bad name, you know. So yeah, so keep an eye on your debit card. I wouldn't use debit. My opinion, I would use a credit card, and then right after you do it, just make sure that no one is trying to charge you a Smarty, whatever. I wish I could remember the whole thing. Trying to charge you $19 on something to test the waters to see if they could, because because I've had that happen too with one of my debit cards. They tried to, I used a ATM at a gas station once, and what had happened is the very next day I get a thing from my bank, someone's trying to charge $1 at another gas station, and they're like, why would you try to, like, this doesn't sound right, are you aware of it? And I'm like, no. And they said that's what they do. I said I used an ATM inside of a gas station. She said, the woman on the phone, that was probably how they got your information, your card, and they went up the road and they tried to see if they can get $1 worth of gas in their car, and if it worked, they were going to probably fill the car up and take as much as they can. So lesson learned on that one. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll do a separate video, like I said, on each guitar and really go over, nitpick it, because it's a B stock, and people want to see that stuff anyway. Even though they're inexpensive guitars, you still want to make sure that you're going to get a real good guitar at a great price. And if Harley Benton can do it, why can't everyone else do it? Yeah, they're going to be coming up in the world. I guarantee it. They're going to be. They're like when you first heard of Ibanez for the first time. You're like, Ibanez? What's that? That's a Spanish guitar company that was bought out by the Japanese, and all of a sudden Ibanez is a big, Steve Vai is the second longest running signature guitar next to Les Paul. And now Schecter's coming up the line, and you still have your Jacksons and your Charbels, but watch out, those companies. Watch out, all of them, because Thomann is going to be wiping the floor with you with these Harley Benton guitars. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And a better tomorrow.